previous classes we have learned the basic in our previous class we have learned we have already discussed basic biological neural network model and how your artificial neural network is designed based on the model. So in today's class we shall discuss ANN architecture. Already we have learned there are three types of architectures: single layer feed forward neural network model, multi-layer feed forward neural network model, and recurrent neural network model. Okay, so here in the single layer feed forward neural network model, we are having only two layers. Okay, only two layers: the input layer and output layer. There may be n number of input neurons and m number of output neurons. So I is indicating your input neurons, Yj is indicating your output neurons, whereas W11 is indicating weights, which is replica of your synaptic process in your biological neuron. So in this single layer feed forward network, how to model a simple problem we can learn today in today's class, how to model a simple end problem as in the artificial neural network. So considering the end problem, okay, so here we are considering your end problem as a perceptron problem. Perceptron or neuron is one and the same. So for an end gate, we know there are four basic patterns, four basic inputs: 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. Okay, and the result is either 0 or 1. So in you are feeding the biological neuron with input patterns. Okay, 0 0 1 0 0 1 1 1, and your output will be 0 in all the first three cases. In all these first three cases, the output will be 0. In these three cases, the output will be 0, except in the last case, the output will be 1. So, how to model this simple end problem using the artificial neural network with a single layer? Okay, first of all, let us consider x1, x2 as your inputs, w1, w2 is the weights, w1, w2 are the weights, and your summing point, and you are considering your threshold value also. So here you are considering four patterns. Okay, and here the weights you are considering are n5 and n5. Okay, a possible neuron specification to solve the n problem. You are considering your inputs x1 x2. You are considering your inputs. The weight sum exceeds the threshold which leads to the output 1, else it gives the output 0. So your output is sum of wi xi minus theta. Here your theta is the threshold value which you are considering it to be zero point 0.9. So suppose x1 is 0 and x2 is 1. x1 is 0 and x2 is 1.
हाँ
So in that case 0,
ये
1. 0 into zero point 0.5 plus 1 into zero point 0.5. You'll get 0.5 minus zero point 0.9. So your output will be a negative value. So you are assuming the condition here that only your output will be higher or 1 when this will be having a positive value. This will be having a positive value. Okay. So here you are selecting a
यहाँ
particular case in all the combinations, either 0 0 0 0 1 0 or 0 1. In all these three cases, okay, your summation of this weight and the input will be lesser than the threshold value. We have already seen only when the sum is greater than threshold value, your output will be 1. The condition is that when weight sum exceeds the threshold value, the output is giving you 1. Else it is giving you 0. So in all these three cases, your output will be 0 because the sum of this weight weight sum is less than the threshold value. Okay, you are selecting these weights randomly. You can even select zero point 0.7 zero point 0.6 also. Okay, so based on the selection of this, the randomly you can update your weights also. Okay, that we'll be learning in the algorithm process. So for easy understanding, we are considering a simple end problem and how to model using a simple neural network, single layer neural network. So here we have considered weights W1 as zero point 0.5, W2 as zero point 0.5 and threshold as zero point 0.9. So considering these three values and cross-checking this condition that if the weight sum exceeds the threshold value, then only your output will be high. So which is possible only in case of input pattern 1 1 1 1. So this weight sum will be equal to zero point 0.5 into 1 plus zero point 0.5 into 1, which is zero point 0.5 plus zero point 0.5, which is greater than minus zero point 0.9. Okay, greater than threshold value. So you will be getting your output high value only when the weight sum exceeds the threshold of your neuron what you have considered. Okay, hope all of you have understood the point here. Please note down. Please note down this. Okay, please note down. So here we can can extend this end problem and its solution with multiple neurons. Okay, in a single feed forward neural network, instead of selecting only one neuron, you can go for n number of neurons also. You can extend this end problem to n number of neurons. In that case also, you will have only single layer, which will be including one input layer and one output layer. Here, your input layer is indicated with this m number of neurons. The output layer is indicated with n number of output neurons. Okay, so again you are taking your summing point and threshold value for all the n number of neurons and cross checking the same condition what we have discussed in our previous slide. Clear? Hope it is clear for everyone. See here, we are visualizing only single neuron. We are visualizing only single neuron. Okay, so you are extending this single neuron to n number of neurons in single layer feed forward neural network. We are extending the same end problem to multiple number of neurons. Okay, so each neuron is connected to here. Each neuron is connected to different summing points. See, first neuron is connected to different summing points, and you need to cross check the all the summation of weights along with inputs. Summation W into X. Okay, Wi, suppose you are considering Wi and Xj is whether greater than theta. In every case, whether you are considering 2, 3 or 4 number of neurons for solving the same end problem, you need to cross check this condition. Whenever this condition is satisfied only, your output will be high. Okay, remember that the weight sum will be higher. If the weight sum is greater than threshold, then only your output will be higher value, else you will get a lower value. Okay, so this single layer feed forward neural network may consist of n number of neurons. Okay, this is so called because only it has a single layer of artificial neural network, that input layer, output layer. Okay, which receives input signal. The input layer receives input signal and transmits the output signal directly. Okay, directly it will be transmitted. There are actual boundaries, no additional layers in between input and output. The only layer in the architecture is indicating your synaptic links, which is carrying the weights, which is carrying the weights connected to each input to the output neurons. Okay, this is called as a single layer artificial neural network. Next, how to model when you are considering n number of neurons in the single layer neural network. Okay, you need to model your SLFFNN is indicating single layer feed forward neural network. Here it is indicating single layer feed forward neural network. Okay, so when you are going to consider m number of neurons, okay, how to calculate, how to represent the weight matrix. The weight matrix usually you are writing down in the matrix notation where W11 is indicating weight connected between x1 and first summing point. Okay, 1 2 is indicating between one first input and second summing point, like this. Okay, first input and third summing point, first input and last summing point. So W21 is indicating second input x2 with first summing point. So here you have multiple number of summing points. For example, I am taking three summing points and three inputs x1, x2 and x3. So x1 connected to first summing point, x2 connected to second summing point, and x3 connected to third summing point. Similarly, x1 is also connected to second summing point, like this. Okay, like this you have multiple number of connections. So each summing point has how many incoming signals? Three incoming signals. Okay, and only one outgoing signal. Y1, Y2 and Y3. Okay, only single layer. We are talking about only single layer. Okay, the weights is representing W11 connection between x1 and first summing point. 1 2 is indicating this link between x1 and 2 second summing point. 1 3 is link between first input and third summing point. Like that for all m number of, suppose you have m number of inputs and n summing points. So here small m is indicating m number of m Mumbai. Okay, m number of inputs and n number of summing points. So the output for any kth neutron can be determined as follows using output. Here you are mentioned, they have mentioned as OK, f of k, function of k, which is taking sum of I from 1 to m wik xi plus theta k. Here theta k is the threshold value of kth neutron. So in this you are verifying this whether you are having your obtained your required output or not. That's all. Okay. So here next one is your multi-layer feed-forward neural network. What is the condition? Why we need to go for multi-layer neural network? Simple single layer feed-forward neural network has only single layer. Okay. What is the need to go for multi-layer neural network? At the end of this class, you will be understanding how to identify which neural network pattern architecture to be implemented for which sort of problem. Here, besides the in the multi-layer feed-forward network, besides the input layer and output layer, you have one more intermediary layer which is known as hidden layer. You will be understanding why for for what sort of problems we need to implement this multi-layer feed-forward neural network. Okay, we will be learning. Here, the hidden layer is performing same operation as that of your input to output layer. In a single layer, how you are transmitting the signal. Then, in additionally, hidden layer is performing computations, similar computations. So, suppose in the feed-forward neural network, you have L input neurons. Okay, number of neurons at the first layer are L number. In the hidden layer, if you are considering P number, and in the last layer, N number of neurons. So you may be writing the MLFFNN, that is multi-layer feed forward neural network, as LPN pattern. Okay, so this is the schematic diagram where you have multiple number of weights connection between input. So here you have one set of here you have one set of input weights. Okay, here you have another set of middle layer weights and another set of output weights. So here W1 N, if you are having 1 L. Okay, here maybe WLM, WMN, that many set of weights you need to consider in the multi-layer feed forward network. So next, in this multi-layer feed forward network, usually we go for
రామలేంగా
patterns we go. Okay, different learning algorithms. You need to train your neural network. The hidden layer is to be trained under certain rule. Okay, that's the learning methodologies we'll be learning in our coming classes. So the hidden here already we have seen the input layer contains L number of neurons, hidden layer contains M number of neurons, and the output layer contains again N number of neurons. So between the first layer and hidden layer you have weight matrix. And again between hidden layer and your output last output layer, again you have one more weight matrix. So you need to consider here three layers of three layers: first layer, hidden layer, and last layer, or input layer, hidden layer, and last layer. So you have three weight matrices to be considered, and again for each correlation you consider three transfer functions pertaining to first layer, hidden layer, and again last layer respectively. So correspondingly the threshold values for ith neuron in jth layer, okay, is denoted by theta I. suffix j, suffix I, suffix j. So similarly, your output is represented in this fashion. OIL. Okay. For health layer, the output of particular ith neuron is indicated as FIL summation XLWL plus theta IL, where XL is the input neuron of health layer. Okay, similarly, you can represent for all the n number of output neurons. So one more thing is the last architecture is recurrent neural network architecture. This network is different from feed-forward architectures. That at least one feedback loop is in existence. Okay, there could exist one layer with feedback connection or self-feedback links are also present. That is, the output is fed back to input, or there may be one self feedback also in existence. Excuse me. Depending upon the type of feedback loops. Okay, several recurrent neural networks such as Hopfield network, Boltzmann machine network, like that, many number of networks are in existence, which we'll be learning in our coming classes. Next, why different types of neural network architectures? Okay, see, let us consider the case here. You want to identify for which sort of problem, which type of network architecture you need to consider, you need to evaluate. Okay, first let us consider a single neural network with two inputs, and third input you are considering is to be threshold value. Okay, suppose if you are writing your f to be b naught plus w1 x1 plus w2 x1. So this is indicating equation of a straight line. Okay, equation of a straight line. So in the x1 x2 plane, so this is your x1 x2 plane. This axis is x1 and this axis is x2. Okay, so depending upon the values of w1 and w2, we have a set of points for different values of x1 and x2. Okay, when we say that this set of points are linearly separable. Suppose you are considering your end problem only. You are considering your end problem only. Okay. So in next slide I have indicated. So here you in your end problem, graphically if you are visualizing this. Okay. See here, for input, for inputs 1 0 0 0 and 0 1, you have all the set of output to be 0. Okay, so this solution is separate from the other solution, linearly separable. Okay, first three patterns have same output response when compared to last pattern, but that is not the case in case of XOR problem. In case of XOR problem, in case of XOR problem, you have see you have 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0. Okay, now if you are observing this two responses, two two patterns, either 0 1 or 1 0 are having the output response 1 1. Okay, so now if you are considering these two problems, the output is 1. For these two set of values, your output is 1. And for remaining two set of values, for remaining two set of values, your output is 0. You can observe these patterns. See, here the solution is separable, linearly separable in case of AND problem. But here it is not linearly separable, non-linear separation between solution, different set of solutions within the problem. So AND problem is linearly separable, XOR problem is non-linearly separable. For all linearly separable problems, we can implement single layer feed forward neural network. Whereas in case of non-linearly separable problems, we should definitely go for multi-layer feed-forward neural networks. Okay, this XOR problem you can implement using the multi-layer feed-forward neural network architecture only, because it is non-linearly separable. See, if you are drawing a straight line, there is no separation between the solutions. Okay, either if you are drawing a straight line like this, the solutions are not being separable. Okay, that is the nature where you need to consider. Okay, in a non linearly separable problem, you need to consider using single layer feed forward neural network. You can solve using the single layer feed forward neural network architecture. Whereas in non-linearly separable problem, the single layer cannot be solved. So you go for multi-layer feed forward neural network. So here if you are observing in the XOR problem, you are considering x1, x2 and a hidden layer you need to consider. Hidden layer you need to consider zero point 0.5, 1.5. Again, the output weights to be considered to be 1 minus 1 and threshold values. These are threshold values. 0.5, 1.5, 0.5 are threshold values. So based on the values of x1, x2, based on the values of x1, x2, you have set of equations. Okay, you have set of equations which you can evaluate, and finally you can find the f value. Okay, so here whenever you are considering x, suppose you are considering 1 and 0. Okay, so 1 and 0, 1 into 1, 1, 0 into 1, 1. So 1 is greater than 0.5, so you get an output 1. Okay, so again 1 into 1, whether it is greater than zero point 0.5 or not. So your output will be here 1 0. Again it is 1 less than 1. So your output will be 0. 0 into 0 0.5. So first case, if you are considering 1 into 1, 1 plus, hope you are able to understand this, 1 plus 0 is greater than 0.5, greater than this threshold value. So your output from this will be 1. Here if you are considering 1 into 1, 1 plus 0 into 1, 1. But 1 less than 1.5. So your output will be 0 here. So 0 into minus 1 plus 1 into 1. 1. 1 is greater than 0.5. So your output will be 1 value. Output will be 1 value. Similarly, if you are considering the case of 0 and 1, you need to cross check every step. Every step you need to cross check, and whether your output is 1 or 0, you need to clarify. Okay, here if you are considering 0, 0 into 1, 0 plus 1 into 1, 1. 1 is greater than 0.5. So your output will be 1. Here 0 into 1, 0 plus 1 into 1, 1. 1 is less than 1.5. Your output is 0. So 1 into 1 is greater than 0.5. Your output is 1. So if you are considering the case, other case, 1 1. Okay, if you are considering the other case, 1 1. Suppose we are considering 1 1. 1 into 1, 1 plus 1 into 1, 2. 1 plus 1, 2, greater than 0.5. So your output will be 1. Here 1 plus 1, you have 2 greater than 0.5. Again here 1 into 1, 1 plus 1 into 1, 1, 2. Again 2 greater than, here 2 greater than 1.5. 2 greater than 1.5. Okay, so here again 1 into 1, you got 1 plus 2 into minus 1. 2 into minus 1, we have minus minus 2. 2 into minus 1, we have minus 2. So 1 plus minus 2 minus 1, which is less than 0.5. So we have output 0. Clear? Okay, if you want, you can write down and check all the values and you can evaluate. Okay, in all the 4 patterns, you need to cross check how your output will be, either 0 or 1. Okay, so you are able to use single layer feed forward neural network for linearly separable problem. For non-linearly separable problem, you should solve by using multi-layer feed forward neural network only. Okay, and one more thing is in existence, that is your dynamic neural network, which where you are going for error calculation. You are going for error calculation. Considering inputs, neural network architecture, from the output, you are calculating the error and whether the target value is reached or not. If the target value is not reached, you are feeding back this error signal back to the architecture. NN architecture, you are feeding back this error signal back to the architecture. You are adjusting the weights of the architecture, the parameters, weights of your architecture, and resulting in the desired output. Here you are feeding back your error calculation. Okay, so other name for this dynamic neural network is your recurrent neural network architecture. Okay, recurrent neural network architecture. So here finally you have learned that for solving Linearly separable problems. We can use single layer feed forward neural network architecture. And for non-linearly separable problems, we are using multi-layer feed forward neural networks. And for problems where you want accurate result, your desired result, okay, with the error calculations, you are utilizing the recurrent neural networks or your dynamic neural networks. Okay, hope it is clear in which sort of problem, which sort of architecture you need to utilize. Okay, please, if you have any queries, you can ask me in your chat box. Any queries regarding the class, today's class? So there are different learning methods how to train up this neural network layers. Okay, that learning methods one by one we will be learning in our next coming classes. Have you understood? Yes or no? Please respond. Please respond in chat box. I have shared textbooks with some of the students in the group. I will provide the link. You can go through